Well, after a much needed break, we're back. We're back in September. Hope everyone's doing well. This is a little bit late upload of the Monday market report for the week ending September 4th, 2022. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. I hope that you guys had a fantastic Labor Day weekend. It was relaxful. You got your summer stuff out of your system. I know I'm pretty much done. We just came back from a grueling 800-mile drive. And first thing that I wanted to do coming back on a Tuesday morning was I got to get me a video out to the people because that's what they clamor for. So yeah, we got the Monday market report. We have a just amazing array of coins to talk about. We have yet again more incredible proof Lincolns as part of the number one red copper registry proof set has been dissolved back out into the marketplace, and we had quite a few very nice coins last week. We're continuing on that tradition to talk about more of what Great Collections has been selling. So yeah, you guessed it, Great Collections is what we're focusing on this week. A lot of great stuff yet again. Plus, we get to revisit an old friend. Candy Half Dollars seems to be making a little bit of a market push here in the last week or so. And we have a couple really nice coins to talk about that is going to knock your socks off, as they did mine. So I want to thank each and every single one of you for tuning in to the normal weekly Monday market report. Sorry that this is getting out to you a little bit later, but I'm sure you guys will understand. We all need to take a little time off and recharge batteries. I don't know if doing a 1,600-mile round trip vacation is exactly doing that, but hey, why not, right? But yeah, greatcollections.com. If you're looking for a premier piece to add to your collection, great place to go to. One of the more dependable auction sites out there that hosts coins every single week. Some pretty big collections have been sold by that auction site. In addition to the fact that if you have some pretty big profile pieces that you want to sell, look no further. Great Collections might be your spot. Way better than eBay, and very competitive with some of the biggest auction houses that you could think of out there. So thank you again for all your views and support. Let's go ahead and jump right in and see what we have here. Now, I'm doing you guys a little bit of a solid. This report could have very well been 20, 25, 30 coins. Okay, it was that deep, and the market is pretty good. I think all of the greatest coins that could possibly have sold did land this week. Of course, that proof Lincoln Cent registry dissolving, it certainly adds to the content that could have been. But what I did was I drilled it down to 19. All right. So we're not going to spend too much time on any one given denomination. You know, we're going to, of course, talk about some of the more important coins that the U.S. Mint had ever cranked out. And that's going to be Lincoln Cents and Jefferson nickels, alongside a few of the others as well. So we had one of these 1983 Lincoln Memorials with the double to die reverse sell here last week. Well, we have another one, this time in NGC plastic. This one is an Mid-State 67 red. Beautiful coin. I mean, just look at the reverse and see all the doubling on all of the outside periphery letters. And you'll understand why that this coin has been going up in value in the last 12 to 18 months. These are no longer affordable. They used to be. And even back then, some would say, well, to produce $200, $300, $400, $500 for such a coin was still a lot of money. But it was the, I guess, speculator's choice. It was the collector's choice, among a few other things I've heard about. This one even though it's an NGC plastic, still a mighty fine coin that sold for $1,068.75. Yeah, 67s in either NGC or PCGS graded plastic will end up costing you over $1,000, where this used to be a $600-$700 coin as recently as about a year ago. So go figure. The coin has seen incredible strides here lately, and we're going to continue to see that be the case for the foreseeable future. So here's one of a few Lincoln scent proofs that we're going to talk about. And this one here, perfect graded, proof 70, red, deep cameo, as you would expect for most of the 80s Lincolns that are proof. This one, however, is a very clean example, so clean that it ended up with the highest graded numerical value at a 70 PCGS. Just a phenomenal coin. So the perfect Lincoln scent, how much did this one end up selling for? How about $2,424.38? More to come. More to come. Now, here's a coin that I talked about probably about 7-8 years ago. And it used to be that mid-state 67s, early dated Lincoln Memorials seemed to be all the rage, right? I mean, they were selling, you know, for $4,000 here, $6,000 there. I mean, there were a few particular dates that were quite scarce in this grade. But, as time went on, more and more of these were being graded, based off of just the general information coming from YouTube and all over the internet. 1960s Lincolns were all the rage. And, every collector, every submitter was throwing a number of them at the wall to see which ones would stick. But if you're able to obtain a rare mid-state 67 numerical grade, congrats. That is a heck of a find. 62D was one of those, all right? One of the more scarcer dates, I would say. And alongside a few dates like the 63D, 64D is another tough one. That at one point was a $6,000 to $8,000 coin. Not so much longer. These coins still have a lot of value. We have seen a massive drop-off in the exposure of these coins on the marketplace. They seem to have dried up. So, one would pop up here and there. Here's one right here that sold for $2,180.25. There are quite a few of these, but as more people are starting to feel attracted to the idea of a registry set and what the Lincoln Set series has to offer, less and less of these will show up in the marketplace. They are going to get picked up pretty expediently, and that will therefore affect the prices long term. Now, the next couple proof Lincolns right here are not the most expensive, nor are they the rarest. I'll just go out and say that. However, these particular dates that we're going to talk about here, we have a 58 and a 56, are, as of right now, still obtainable in proof sets that can be had for under $50. And that's the big reason why I wanted to personally spotlight these two dates, is that they were somewhat obtainable. They still have decent mintages on there. We're not talking about like super scarce pre-1956 dates that are quite scarce. But what is the ultimate chase in these earlier proof coins are going to be deep cameo contrasted coins where you have the really nice frost on all of the devices, offset by some drippy kind of like mirrory. Think of it as a lake, in the middle of the night where you can't see anything. It's that slick and that beautiful. This one right here, believe it or not, is quite scarce in grades above 66. And especially with the deep cameo, you have something really special. Proof 67 plus red is what this one ended up as. And you can see the decam right there. This one ended up selling for $6,243.75. Certainly not chump change for sure. This one coming from the #1 red copper registry set of all time. Another piece is now finally going to another registry set of sorts. And the same can be said for this one, also from that same #1 set. Proof 68 red, deep cameo. Beautiful, beautiful, stunning example. Another nice one here. $8,440.88 was the final hammer price on this one. It's unlikely that we'll ever see another one at this level anytime soon. So the person that did pick this up knows and understands that it's going to go into their registry set and very likely won't ever surface out in the marketplace for a number of years. And we're going to talk about one more last Lincoln on here before we head on to Lincolns, or Jefferson nickels rather. How about 1943D? All right, so Mid-State 68 seems to be the very pricey, expensive grade of these. I happen to know, based off of experience, that coins that aren't CAC green bean typically would command anywhere from $1,800 to about $2,400. But once you're able to grant yourself a CAC green bean on there, which is that sticker, then the prices of these things tend to go up quite a bit. Mid-State 68, PCGS graded, CAC stickered, $3,160.12 was the final price on this one. Again, pretty nice premium just for submitting it to the coining, or whatever the acceptance corporation company is. People love these. On to some nickels. How about one of my favorite varieties I've never found? I've always wanted to find one of these and have opened up and cracked a few BU 1955D nickel rolls. These things were not the best quality coins, but if you're able to find yourself an over min mark like the D over S, also a very famous cherry picker's guide variety, then you have a coin that is worth talking about. NGC graded Mid-State 67 is where this one falls. You'll notice that the same issues still apply. That just really bad, deteriorated, mushy strike on both sides of the coin. Not particularly strong luster either. This one still ended up selling for $1,139.62. The variety itself is beautiful. It's a coin that, even in some of the lower grades, will still get you some money back. Now here's one of those scarce states proof coins. 1954. Actual 1954 proof set will run you multiple hundreds of dollars. They are no longer affordable, nor were they ever affordable at all. 55 was still somewhat attainable at $75 to $100, but things got really, really, really deep in 1954, where you're expected to pay $300-400 for just a proof set. So you want to make sure it has everything that you could ask for. Cherry pick these with caution, because deep cameo coins are very, very scarce in these. This one just so happens to be a proof 69, which is quite the grade for an earlier proof coin. There were a myriad of issues, from milk spots to little planchet nicks on certain areas. These were far from the perfect coin, even though they were proof strikes. This one ended up selling for $11,686.50. Quite the rich amount of money that will make anyone smile ear to ear. I know it would be, that's for sure, because this is kind of, in a way, life-changing money. But again, the entry to even buy any of these coins is quite stiff. You gotta make sure you have some smoking white-hot cojones to drop down 300-400 bones and be absolutely 100% sure that there are a few coins with pretty nice cameo contrast. You don't want to go half-assed in this and find one with just a little bit of frost. You want to go all the way and make sure that you have something worth grading. Now here's just a really nice business strike 1948S. We've talked about this date. It's generally one of the better, well-struck dates out there. Anything from the mid to upper 40s is pretty much a shoo-in for quality. This is a Mid-State 67 plus, shows 5 full steps through NGC. Beautiful looking coin, more than likely going into a registry set. This one sold for $2,925. And we do have a couple Buffalo nickels, again, staying on theme to some of those Lincolns, where we're going to talk about better obtainable dates. We're not going to talk about the gnarly 1925 S's of the world, where, finding one that's in mid-state condition, hoping that you'll find that lightning in a bottle, just simply does not exist. So how about a 36D? This is more along the lines of a coin that you could probably pick up in this kind of similar condition for under $100. All right, the person with the eye of cherry picking could certainly find one with high enough quality that is certainly warranted sending off to NGC or PCGS. This one right here is a 67 plus through NGC, also CAC green bean as well. Beautiful coin. This one sold for $1,914.37. And then finally, a coin and a date that is much scarcer than appears. 1934 Buffalo nickel. Now, there are some dates of coins that some people believe are quite plentiful in higher grades. It doesn't matter if it's graded or not. 34 seems just not to be the case. This is actually a much more scarcer date than it appears, especially when you're trying to go for a super high grade. In this case, it's a 67 through PCGS. Also, it's got that CAC green sticker as well. This thing has everything going for it. And because of that, it ended up selling for $6,131.25. Again, a very, very difficult date, considering that the U.S. Mint did not create any 1932 or 33 Buffalo nickels. So when this one came back around after a few years hiatus, it was actually just underrated from the get-go. People were spending these. They just didn't care about saving them because the Buffalo nickels had circulated for a number of years already. All right, now we're on to dimes. That was a really good list of nickels that we looked at. How about dimes? Well, first and foremost, you'll notice we skipped right to Mercury dimes. Roosevelt dimes were non-existent this week as far as anything worth talking about. So again, keeping on theme, we're going to talk about a few Mercury dimes that are, I would say, obtainable from a cherry-picking perspective. So if you're at a coin shop or a show and you see a number of these Mercury dimes from the 40s that are very brilliant, very nice, well-hammered strikes. You gotta have at least a hammered strike on the reverse, so that way you can get a full band designation. These coins can be obtained for under $50. All right, and that's kind of like one of the big draws of cherry-picking Mercury dimes, is because of its easy price point to get into. So if you're able to find, say, for example, 43S, like this one here, NGC graded Mint State 67 star, so it does have tremendous eye appeal. I think this thing is a blazing luster bomb in hand, but also has the full bands designation. I'd say that is a winning lottery ticket right there. This one right here sold for $1,181.25. Not a particularly rare grade, but at the same time, 67 star, you can't really ignore something like that. And here's another very common date as well in Mint State grades, 41D. This one right here is an NGC Mint State 68 with full bands. This thing is a beauty. Very clean cheeks, clean high points on the coin overall. Very nice strike on the reverse. You can even see a lot of those fine file lines all throughout, as if a Mint employee was cleaning up some die clashing that had happened. But either way, you have a really nice, stunning coin here. Again, registry set worthy all the way. This one sold for $2,307.38. And then finally, 1936, another very obtainable grade for under $50, especially if you're looking for a raw Mint State grade. You might get lucky and actually cherry pick yourself something like this, which at first glance probably doesn't look a whole lot great, It has kind of like that foggy toned front of the coin, which I know throws most people off. It gives them the itch to want to dip the coin before they send it off anywhere. It's a kind of a common misconception, but believe it or not, that all lends to the originality of the coin. That's that original skin that people love. NGC Mint State 68 full bands. This one ended up selling for a staggering sum of $4,921.88. And we do have a few quarters. How about a registry-specific 1977, right? I mean, again, what the heck is this thing doing here? Well, it's all about the grade and what it means. It's a top pop grade. Mint State 67 plus is what PCGS assigned this one. Beautiful coin. Yet again, it's a closet type of coin where no one really expects there to be any value here. This one ended up at $2,517.75. Now, the next couple coins right here looks like something that someone would put into just a basic generic album, right? You know, it's been passed down through a few hands. You kind of really never know what to expect. But as long as you know that there are a few really, really low mintage key dates within the Barber quarter series, then you might have some success finding something like this in, say, Grandma's old collection. Now it's in a old blue Whitman, bookshelf album. All right, we all have them. We've all seen them before, and you just never know. 13S is one of those consummate keys. All right, that even in some of the lowest grades will kind of make your skin crawl by the time you figure out that they're still very valuable, that there are easily $1,000 plus coins in some of the lowest, most pitiful grades. How about a VG10? All right, still a little bit of meat on the bones, but you'll notice things like some crud here in the eyes and behind the ear. Could be a little bit of either grease or some sort of adhesive in there. I mean, that's a common occurrence with these, and you see them all the time. You can even see them up here above Liberty's headdress area and into the motto, "In God We Trust." And this one, believe it or not, $2,532.39 is anything but a bargain price, especially for a coin that grades out this low on the level. And same with this one, although this one is a lot bigger than it appears. 1901S is, of course, the king of kings of 20th century key date coins. This one right here, PCGS VF30, is a phenomenal grade where you're able to see things like Liberty on the headdress there. You can see some pretty nice defined leaves right on that headdress. You can see some of the reverse detail. E pluribus unum on that ribbon is highly distinguishable and very readable. This one, how about $16,936.88 as a wicked nice price on a coin that some would say doesn't look like anything special. But keep in mind, when it comes to Barber coinage in all denominations, these were not saved at any one high grade level. They were used and abused as kind of like a sign of the times, right? And it was kind of like one of the most hated looking coins too. Nobody really liked this version of Liberty, probably because she looks like a man in this one, but they are certainly embraced a lot more today for their beauty, for their circulation, for their just the work that they've put in to society at the time. And these coins are getting a lot of looks lately, and the prices are certainly showing the results of that interest. And the last couple coins we're going to talk about is the Kennedy pair that just kind of came in out of nowhere. How about 71D? Kind of hard to find a mid-state 68 71D. I mean, most of them are, especially the nicer ones, still had a myriad of problems and nicks and dings and all that stuff. These are big coins, and they were kind of the bullseye of a lot of circulation wear during its day. But a 68 is a huge grade. And believe it or not, there are a number of emerging Kennedy half-dollar registry sets out there that are continuously looking for the big coins. This is one of them. $2,542.50 was the final price on this clad. Keep in mind, no silver in this one. This is all copper nickel clad. But to kind of round it off here, we all like to search through 40% silver half dollars, right? That's why we buy the rolls. But there are a number of coins out there that can be found with tons of toning, because that's silver for you, or some pretty nice blast white examples. Now, it takes the perfect combination of both in order to achieve a mint state 67, which seems to be kind of like that line drawn in the sand for a Kennedy half dollar. That seems to be the grade that a lot of people opt for, especially when they're going for the registry sets. This one right here, PCGS graded with all the toning. It's splattered on it like a fine watercolor painting. Sold for $2,986.88. And that, my friends, is how we end up this video after a long break, 4 or 5 days without a video. You guys deserve one. Here it is for you. Sorry about the late upload, but hey, there's no better time like now to talk about the market. So that's your MMR for the week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As always, my friends, I am Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. It sure was a pleasure. You guys have a wonderful week. I will see you on the next coin video, and have fun with the hobby. So long.